everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place, and recently I have been unhauling so many books. I haven't documented any of it, and I got into the mood again today to unhaul some more, and this time I thought I'd show you what I'm getting rid of. Before I unhauled this lot here, I had unhauled over 100, so I feel like after these piles here, it'll be nearer to 200, which is just crazy. When I moved out about 4 years ago, I had around 700 books and I got rid of pretty much all of them. I had about 50 left. I didn't want to bring any with me. And now, 4 years later, I've just unhauled basically 200 books and I still have hundreds left. So that's kind of worrying. So the majority of the ones that I'm going to show you, I will be putting / will have put them already on my Twitter for a very cheap price. I just kind of want to get rid of them. I took the rest of the books to my local charity shop, so there's a hell of a lot of YA books in there now. But there's a few proofs in here which you can't sell and you can't give to charity because they're not allowed to be bought by anyone else. Let's get on with showing you the ones that I've unhauled. The majority of them I will just be showing you. Some of them I may tell you why I'm getting rid of them, because some of them may be a shock, because there are some of my favourites in here, but it's usually because I have multiple copies of it and I've come to the realisation that I don't need multiple copies of any book apart from After the Fire. Pages for You by Sylvia Brownrigg. Love Song by Sophia Bennett. You Don't Know Me by Sophia Bennett. Come On Up to the House by Dane Cobain. The Lie Tree by Frances Hardinge. The Sea Singer. Girl Out of Water. The Outsiders. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Now, I did absolutely adore this book, but I have seen the film a few times, I've read the book a few times, and although it breaks my heart to get rid of it, I really don't need it anymore. The Look by Sophia Bennett. Now, there are a few Sophia Bennett ones in here, and that's not because I don't like her. I just bought a selection of her books for a really cheap price from the works, and then haven't got around to reading any of them in like 3 years, so it seems silly for me to keep them, because if I haven't read them in years, I am probably not going to read them. So that's why I'm getting rid of a whole selection of Sophia Bennett books. Lydia Bones' Shadowhunters Guide. This is based on the film and I really don't need this anymore. As much as I love Shadowhunters and Cassandra Clare, no more. City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Again, I have multiple copies of this, and this one is just too bulky and takes up too much room for me to have multiple copies of, so this one has to go. The Sweetheart Deal by Polly Duggan. Dark Made Dawn by J.P. Smythe. All Together Now by Jill Hornby. Geek Girl by Holly Smale. A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood. Songs About Us by Chris Russell. It Only Happens in the Movies by Holly Bourne. Now, I feel like this is a slightly controversial one because I know how much everyone adores this book. I've never seen anyone say they dislike it. I am a massive fan of Holly. I read this and I hated it. I feel like I got about 2/3 in and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Really disliked it, and I know that is a very controversial opinion in the YA community, but this one just wasn't for me. Just Don't Mention It by Estelle Mascomé. Savage Island by Bryony Pierce. Now, again, this one may seem surprising to a lot of you because this was one of my favourite books of 2018. But again, I have multiple copies of this. Usually if I get sent one by the author, I will go out and buy a copy if it's a book that I really love because I want to support that author. That's exactly what I did with Savage Island, so I don't need 2 copies of it. Ariadnis and Anassa, I think that's how you pronounce it, by Josh Martin. I got sent this duology. I got sent it a few years ago. I thought that I'd really enjoy it. Haven't read it, so there's no point keeping it. Songs About a Girl by Chris Russell. Gilded Cage by Vic James. Again, I bought this last year and then I was sent the trilogy a few months ago, so I don't need multiple copies of it, so I'd rather give it to someone who will appreciate this copy rather than me having 2. Jolly Foul Play by Robin Stevens. Mind the Gap by Phil Earle. This one is absolutely fantastic, but it was just laying in one of my chests in the front room, so I'd rather give it to someone who will give it a good home and take care of it. The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare. Now, the next pile are all proofs, and I think I've only kept like a handful of proofs now because I definitely don't need all the ones that I had. So I put a few in recycling, I gave a few to friends and family, and the rest are all in this pile. My Name is Victoria by Lucy Worsley. Stargazing for Beginners by Jenny McLachlan. Between the Raven and the Dove by Sophia Kingshill. Cold Day in the Sun by Sarah Byron. Goodbye Perfect by Sarah Bernard, The Tyranny of Lost Things by Rhiannon Lucy Coslet, and The Survival Game by Nikki Singer. Now, the next lot, I won a competition around this time last year, and it was a Goldsboro signed limited edition book clubs. So once a month they send out the book of the month, and it's signed and limited edition and first edition from a certain author. They're also numbered as well, so this was an amazing competition for me to win, and it was 12 months, so I was sent 12 books, which was absolutely insane, and I'm so grateful for it. But they aren't really my style of books, so I kept a few of them. There was one that I hold very dear to my heart. It was the Tom Hanks one, which was signed, and it was amazing, and that has pride of place on my bookcase. But the rest of them I'm not going to read. They just look pretty on my bookcase and I don't need them, so I'm getting rid of them. The House by Simon Lellick, Resin by Anne Reel, The Puppet Show by M.W. Craven, The Map of Salt and Stars, The Innocent Wife, Too Close to Breathe, Baxter's Requiem, and Wrecker. This one is so gorgeous, but I'm not going to read it, let's be honest. And that is it. I feel like those are all the books that I'm going to unhaul for a while. But who knows, I unhauled so many a few weeks ago, and now I'm here again unhauling, so I guess we'll have to see. I feel so good for unhauling books at the moment. It feels amazing. Let me know if you've unhauled any books recently, and if it's made you feel any better about your TBR. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a like and maybe even subscribe. If you'd like to turn on the notification bell, that will notify you when I upload new videos. It is usually every Tuesday and every Saturday. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.